Hello everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Thanks so much for stopping in tonight. I'm going to wait a couple seconds to let everybody chime in, make sure they're ready. And I want to make sure everything's working on my end too. Okay, it looks like everything's up and running. Good evening, everyone. So tonight is my Friday folds, which I am doing once a month now on the last Friday of the month. And I actually give you all of the measurements and products that I use, and then you can watch this later and try to create your own card. And I would love to see what you create. I love for you guys to share in the comments section. I did do a class on Wednesday, my first class that I started for Design with Debbie. I'm going to do this once a week. It's going to be at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. What I normally do is a couple days before my live event, I list all the supplies and measurements you need. So that way you can get stuff ready ahead of time and you can stamp with me. So this coming Wednesday, I gave everybody the choice of this little piggy or the party pandas. And right now, I have a poll on this page. This little piggy is ahead by 21 votes versus 20. So I'm anxious to see which one is going to win out. So for tonight, I'm going to show you guys how to do a partial die cut. As you can see, I have a cluster of hearts here in the front. The flap opens this way and it also opens this way. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm trying to see if everybody's here. Okay, so let me list the products I'm using. I'm using the Painted with Love designer paper. And this paper is beautiful. It has a lot of gold foil on it. I have one sheet less because I've used it in class. And when you flip it over, these are the patterns. It's beautiful paper, and it's not just for Valentine's. The stamp sets I'm using tonight is the Heart Happiness, the Sure Do Love You, and I'm also using the Lots to Love box framelits dies. I'm also going to be using the Paper Pumpkin stamp set from January. I'm using one of the sentiments and the Happy Valentine's Day. Even though Valentine's Day is over with, I just wanted to make a card using all of the Valentine's Day stuff, and you can just substitute with different sentiments. I'm also using the Sweet and Sassy dies, which is the largest one. This one is a couple sizes down, and then this one that's not the fancier heart. These two are from the, what's it called? Lots to Love framelits dies that I just showed you. I've gone ahead and cut this heart ahead of time with a designer paper. And then this is the 1/4 inch organza ribbon. And I've also cut an assortment of 4 hearts from the same die set. For ink colors, I'm using Melon Mambo, Powder Pink, Rich Razzleberry, and Calypso Coral. I'm still not seeing you guys here. Let me find my video on my iPad. I just want to make sure you guys are there. Okay, there you go. I can see you now. Hi, everyone. Hi, Emery, Julie, Beth, Regina. Okay, now on to more supplies. I've got the Lemon Lime Twist, Melon Mambo, So Saffron, and Powder Pink Stampin' Write markers. For cardstock, I'm using Powder Pink 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Whisper White 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I've gone ahead and cut with the largest die. I've cut my heart ahead of time. And that's going to go on the inside of the card. And I'll show you how to do that. So let's get started with all of the stamping. And I also need some white for all of the other stamping that I didn't get. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my inks. Oh, I love that paper too, Regina. I'm going to be upset when it goes away when our catalog is done. Okay, the first ink I'm going to use is the Calypso Coral. And I'm going to stamp this image. I am using my Stampin' Pierce mat because these are the photopolymer stamps. The next color is Rich Razzleberry. And let me grab one more sheet of white. The banner is stamped with Melon Mambo. There is quite a bit of stamping. The Happy Valentine's Day is stamped with Melon Mambo. And then these two are going to be done a little bit later. Now I'm going to bring in my Big Shot machine. And I'm going to show you how to do the partial heart. As you can see, it's still on the card and the fold is right here, and you don't want to cut that fold off. So what we're going to do is position the heart where we want it. And I'm kind of going halfway. And I don't want to leave this fold too skinny. So I'm going to put it about there, or maybe a little bit more. Now, because I don't want to cut this side right here, I'm going to position my cutting plate on the top where the card fold is. And what's going to happen is, because there's no pressure on the other end, it's not going to cut. Okay, do you see that? I only applied pressure up to the score line. So let me move this over so I can show you what I mean. So now when you fold this over, it's still intact. And I'm going to go ahead and use the bone folder. So this is what we call a partial cut die cut. Now, in order for this white piece to fit in here, I'm going to measure by laying it on top. And I want to cut it just a little bit shorter so it doesn't interfere with the fold line. And what I mean by that is when I lay it down, it's a little bit shorter here so that it doesn't interfere when I'm folding this. Okay, so now I'm going to add the liquid glue on the inside. And I'm going to press this in place. And I want to line it up exactly where the cut is. And then when you lift that up, there it is. Okay, now I'm going to bring in all my pieces. And we're going to have to do the same with this heart, just a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and glue that in place. And again, I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to cut it just a little bit shorter. I get too many pieces going on here. Okay, now I'm going to bring in the Happy Valentines. Just a little bit of fussy cutting tonight. I really like the sentiments in the paper pumpkin that we had for last month, so that's why I'm using these. So I'm going to separate all three of these. So these are just straight cuts, so very easy. I agree, Julie, this would make a nice wedding card, so you can swap out the sentiments. Okay, now we're going to glue 2 of the hearts. So I'm kind of doing the inside first, and then I'll show you what I did on the outside. I'm letting my rich raspberry heart dry while I'm doing this because I need to color using that ink on that ink, and I don't want the ink to smudge on me. So that's why I thought I would do the inside first. So I'm just gluing those kind of staggered a little bit. Hi, Ellen. How are you? I'm anxious to see you in Connecticut. We're Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. We're going to Connecticut for one of our events in April, and I'm going to get to meet Ellen. Okay, now I'm going to bring in the powder pink ink. And this is the image with all the little hearts, little cluster of hearts. I'm just going to add some going this way, up here, and then diagonally going this way. And the last step for the inside, looks like I get some glue here. Do you guys have one of these? This is the most awesome glue eraser, and Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell it anymore for some reason. Okay, now I'm going to bring in the rich raspberry ink. You make my heart happy. I love that. I love that sentiment. Okay, so that's it for the inside of the card. Now we're going to do the front. And again, I'm going to bring in the little heart image. And this is powder pink ink on powder pink cardstock. Okay, that's it for there. Now let me see what else I need to do. Okay, now I'm going to bring in the Big Shot one more time just to cut out all my pieces. So let me move my stuff aside. Okay, so we need to cut out the banner and the 2 hearts. So we need the banner framelit, this heart, which I love, and then this one. Now, one thing that I do to help me, even though this is a magnetic platform, as most of you know, the magnet isn't along the whole thing. It's just dots of magnets, so sometimes your dies still move. So I keep a bunch of little strips of washi tape there on the handle. And I usually washi tape my dies so they don't move on me. And I try not to position the washi tape so that it's over the ink, just in case it decides to pull some of the paper. Okay, Okay, so there's the first heart, the second heart. If you'll notice, I'm doing all the cutting with you tonight. Usually I have all this stuff cut ahead of time, but I thought I would do it while we're here together. Now I'm doing the banner. I'm standing up as I do this so I can move my big shot along. Okay, now this larger heart is inked with a rich raspberry. Now you know that this is not like our basic black and basic gray. This will smudge, but we're still going to color. That's why I'm using markers. I'm going to start with a lemon lime twist. I'm not going to brush the color on. I'm just going to dab it on. That way it's not going to smudge any of the color. Whoops, that was part of the flower. So you can still go pretty fast by just dabbing the color on. So I got a good response from my class on Wednesday. We're going to be doing that every Wednesday, like I said at the beginning of the video. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It was really fun to create with you guys at the same time. And then a few of you guys, I think there was 3 of you that loaded photos of your cards when you were done. And I thought that was pretty neat. Okay, let me see what color I did. These in pink. Now this one I can spread the color just a little because it's larger. And I'm trying to match my card that I've already made. So you can see how the ink is not smudging by doing it this way. Let's do one more with the pink. And even if there's a little bit of white space, that's fine. It just gives it that 3D shading look. Now I'm using the Melon Mambo. It kind of gives it a watercolor look, I think. If you guys, if you can think of a card fold that you've always wanted to try and you've never tried it because you're afraid to, let me know and I can try to do it for you. I'm up for a challenge. Hi Fran, you're not late. You can come in anytime and you can watch this over again. Okay, I've got 2 more flowers. Okay. Now let's glue these in place. So all we're doing now is layering. And I try not to go outside of here so that it won't interfere with the envelope. So I'm just layering my hearts. And the banner we're going to glue in place with Stamping Dimensionals. I can't do a card without using Stamping Dimensionals. That would be a real challenge for me. And we're going to add this like so. So all I've got left to do is the little gold. Oh, and these hearts, I forgot to mention, these were cut with the gold foil. And this one I'm going to glue in place with a Stamping Dimensional. Okay, now we need to glue the bow. Okay, where's my bow? I lost the bow the other night too, didn't I? Now I can't find it. Here it is. Okay, again, I'm going to add a glue dot in the center on top of the knot. And liquid glue on each side of the glue dot. That's going to go right here. And then all I've got left to do is to add the sequins. I love these adhesive back sequins. You just peel and stick. These are awesome. And they come in 5, I think it's 5 colors. I did a product share at the beginning of the catalog and a lot of people were happy. That's why this is so small, because I cut samplings for everyone that participated. Okay, and that's my card for tonight. So as you can see, the partial fold. Isn't that a lot of fun? And you can do this with any shape. So just a reminder, we are going to have class again on next Wednesday at 8 p.m. And it's going to be This Little Piggy or Party Pandas. Well, This Little Piggy's in the lead right now. So make sure you vote on my poll. And I'm actually going to be away, but I'm going to bring everything with me. And I'm going to video at my daughter's home. So I hope I don't forget anything. But thanks for coming tonight, and I hope you have a good weekend. See you later.